Hello, I'm going to do a tutorial on adding links and working with the file management system as well as the CMS system. And I'm doing this in production because I had a little bit of an issue with passwords in the develop site. Normally we would work not in www, but I would do this presentation in develop.wingedrepublic.com, but it didn't work, so I'm going to go ahead and do it here. And I've already rolled this back to the way that it was, or actually I haven't. So let's take a look at a few things. So I'm actually in, of course you'd log in with Site Editor, and I've already done that. So at the top, if I look, I will see that I have three sections in the main body. I've got main region center intro, I've got main region center content, and main region center content inset. Yes, that's a long name for a region, but that's what it is. We're not going to touch this over here, but we are going to work on these. Now, what I actually did was this I just reduced to the title because that's a logical separation. It makes a lot of sense. But let's take a look at the history. And on the history, I see that there have been 4 edits or versions of this. And so let's go ahead and just roll back to the past. So this is what it was back then. It was all this content. Everything on the page was in the header, which I didn't like. But if I wanted to, I could roll it back to that. Let's just do that for fun. So I'm copying the HTML source code as it was at that time. I'm going to close that, and I'm going to go back to my editor, and I'm going to click here. Oops, I'm going to go to my source, and then I'm going to paste that in, and then I'm going to update it and close it. Now I'm going to go to this section here, and if I go to my history, you'll see, not there, but actually that was what it was. I'm kind of not making sense here, but let's go ahead and close this out. And so if I go to my source, there's nothing. And I'm going to update that and close that. This is the way that I found it, so that the top section, the main region center intro, had everything. And I don't like that. So now I'm ready to start from where it originally was. So let's go ahead and do that. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to open up the main region center intro, and I'm going to grab these guys here, and I hit Control or Command X to cut those out, and then I'm going to remove the extra line, and I go to my source, and I see that I have just one H1, and there's the end of the H1, and I'm going to update that and close it. Now I need to get the actual content in place, and I'm going to Command V or paste and put it in here. I'm going to update that and close it, and just for fun I'll hide my edit links. Now this page, I have a lot of critiques about it. First off, it doesn't explain what it is. It doesn't give any instructions. There's no context. And so from a search engine optimization standpoint and a user standpoint, it's not very useful. And so we want to ultimately change that. But first thing, I want to actually have the leasing contract in place. Now, if I move my mouse over the leasing contract and I look in the bottom left corner, it says 2015 lease agreement. We need to update that. So let's go back, show edit links, edit that section, and I don't have that document in place yet. I need to upload it. So the way to do that is I'm going to move my mouse here, and I'm going to click on File Explorer. Interesting that I actually loaded it in Resources Field Picks. I don't want it to be in Field Picks. I'm going to instead cut it from there, and I'm going to go up my tree to images, and maybe where would we put this? Let's create a new folder, and I think this is appropriate, so we're going to call it Documents. Let's see if this works. Yes, it's there, although there was a bug, there was an error, that message that displayed. So let's double click and open Documents, and now I can click Upload a new file. Oh, actually I don't need to because it's already in my memory, and so I'm going to click Paste. So now I have my 2017 lease agreement. Okay. Now, just to make sure, before I do anything else, I'm going to close this, and I'm going to go to Images, Documents, 2017 Lease Agreement. I think I typed that out correctly, .pdf. And sure enough, there we go. It's actually uploaded to the server in the images/documents file. So now I have access to it, and I'm going to put it in place. So the way I'm going to do it now, I have several options, but I'm going to do this. I am going to first try and change this, and also notice that it says target equals _ blank. What that means is that will open the link in a new tab, and we want that. We don't want to lose our website in the process of getting a file. So we like that idea. So we're going to click Update, and it can be just that simple. And so let's go ahead and hide our edit links, and let's try and click on this. So we click on it, and oh, I forgot to do something. So this is a new tab. I actually forgot to add a part of the path. So let's go back to edit the section. Let's go back to our source code and images/documents/2017 lease agreement. And I'm just making sure I typed everything right. Update, close, and now it should work. So just for grins, I'll hide the show edit links, click on lease contract, and 2017 to 2018, yes, we're in the right year, and that's a good thing. Now, I just showed you one way. Let's try another way. So this is using File Explorer also. So I'm going to add another paragraph here. I'm going to now click on File Explorer, and I'm going to, just for fun, show you I'm at the Images folder at the very root. You can't go up any higher. This is grayed out. And so I click on, let's just for fun show that. So let's actually go to Images, Resources, Field Picks, and you can see these things actually developing. So I can click up, and go back, just like navigating in most operating systems. So I click on Documents, and then I double click on 2007. I can single click, it pushes it in there, and then I click OK, and it'll insert that. Or I can just simply double click, and I guess not, it opened it up. So that didn't work, which is cool, but that's not what I want. I single click this, I see it appearing here, and then I click OK. And then I have link to file. Okay, let's go ahead and update that just to keep up with our progress. And here's my link to file. And does that go anywhere? Yep, it sure does. So that's good, but we're not done yet. What we want to do is I want to go to my source, and this link right here, the very first one, I'm going to get rid of. And then I like the logo here, and so there's an image that's that thumbnail. so that people know it's a PDF. And then I'm going to put a space here, and I'm going to say 2017-2018 hunting lease agreement, and there's my href, which is images, documents, 2017 lease agreement, and target equals blank. So that's all been taken care of for me. And the fact that there's an image tells me it's a PDF. Okay? So that's done. I'm updating, closing, and there we go. So now, when I move my mouse over this, it opens in a new tab. This is where I was. This is my extra tab that was added. And so they know what to do. Now, the interesting thing is this doesn't have any edit fields, but let's put a little bit of instruction in here. And so, also the hunting release. Could I possibly do this as well? Good question. What does a hunting release take me? It's a PDF document. And let's go ahead and show our edit links. And I'm going to add a little bit of common sense text. And let's assume that they got to this page first instead of getting to the Sign Up Now page. So I'm going to put that explanation in place. So all hunters Okay, now we're going to go back to the Sign Up Now page, and I want to make that a link. So I'm going to type it, Sign Up Now page to complete payment. Okay, and so let's make that a link. And so this is what I'm selecting. Somewhere here, right there, there's a link, and so I'm going to click. I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to say /sign-up-now. It's lowercase, but it's not case sensitive. But by default, we want that to be lowercase. Notice here it's legal-documents. Okay? And so I'm going to click OK. And that should be sufficient. And also, I would like this to be a PDF icon as well. So let's go ahead and go to our source. And so this takes a little bit of patience, but I can find this image tag right here. And then I go over to the link above, and right inside of that A, I'm going to put that image tag again and a space. And then I'm going to go back to my HTML. Now I can see both of them. And the other thing I want to do is I'd like to make this a little bit larger. How about 12? No, how about 14? I just think that it's a little bit on the small side. And so I'm going to click Update and Close. And so now it's starting to look pretty good. And I think I should probably say all hunters must read, sign, and print the 2 PDF documents below, comma, and email them back to Wing Republic before they can begin hunting. Once this is finished, go back to the Sign Up Now page to complete payment. Okay, that makes sense. And ideally what you'd want to do is you'd want to do this. I'd like to know how big it is, so 19 kilobytes and 183 kilobytes. Okay, that way people know the size of them. And that's just like a little preference to know how big it is, and that has meaning and significance. If somebody's got a mobile phone and they're out in the field, how long is it going to take me to see this thing? But that's not really necessary for this tutorial. So let's go ahead and click Update, Close, and hide our edit links. I would say that looks pretty good, much better than it was before. And so there you go. This is an example of using the CMS Bridge system, uploading files and also moving files around between folders, as we saw, and a lot of cool stuff, as well as working with the source code and a little bit on working with HTML. So go back over this a couple times if you need to, play with it, and you should be able to do some pretty cool stuff.